Hello guys, just wanted to quickly make a haul video just to post something. Originally I was gonna have this Bricklink order as well as another Mercari order that was basically the Bark Speeder with sidecar set with Keller and Beck. I got that for the clones and for Keller and Beck and the actual build. But it's been a week and that still hasn't shipped out, so I'm just gonna end up making it on this Bricklink order, which I think is sufficient enough. Obviously this is gonna be a short video, but stay tuned. So this haul is from Malachi Stones. And normally I wouldn't really shout out like a Bricklink seller, but this guy, super nice. I bought this order around Easter and he didn't ship it over the weekend. So it was like 3 days, which really isn't that much time. And he apologized to me and included an extra figure actually. So very nice of him. I didn't even expect it. Like, he didn't have to do that, but just the fact that he went the extra mile means a lot. So check out Malachi Stones. So the actual order comes down 3 minifigures and a few parts. So essentially this is what I got. The main thing that I wanted to order were these 2 figures, which is Deirdre Miro and the ISB agent from Andor. And I just thought that these were really cool additions to my Imperial army that were like a little bit diverse, because with growing a clone army, there's so many legions that like it looks pretty cool having all the different colors together. But the Imperials all are kind of one color. So like I could have a bunch of stormtroopers, but I also want like a bunch of like unique personnel, especially like the ones that came in the Solo movie. I want to get those, and Rogue One. So hopefully in the next few years, I'll be building up my Imperial army. So these ones are great. I'll take a close look at them. I'll show them off a little bit more when I put them with the rest of my army. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit whack that like the figures look like this on the back sides. I mean, I guess it's fine for this trooper, but for Deirdre Miro, she should have dual molded legs. But other than that, the figure is pretty great, and the Imperial hair hat combo is pretty sick. Now, if only the officer from the Obi-Wan show, Tala Durith, came with one, then I would add her to my army, but she kind of falls short because she just has the hat and no hair, so it kind of looks like she's just like a cancer patient or something, you know? But what's really exciting is this ISB like agent. Let me take him out the bag. And why this is cool is he's different from other ISB agents we've gotten in LEGO, mainly Agent Callus, but just super cool. And I might end up adding 1 or 2 more to my army just to pad it out a little bit more. But I believe in universe, these guys weren't actually like on battlefields a lot. They were mainly just on like Coruscant and other Imperial core worlds to deal with problems. But also, there was a Stormtrooper in this haul. This was the extra figure that the guy included. I've had Bricklink orders where in the past, like, I've been sent the wrong parts and then I've gotten an extra figure as compensation. And in that case, I got like an assassin droid, which is cool. Like, obviously, I'm not going to complain about a free minifigure. But this is really cool because it's like a full-on like Stormtrooper. And I don't have too many of these. So this will be a nice addition to the army. And honestly, I don't think the helmet looks that bad. It's a little bit big proportion-wise, but this is LEGO. So, and it is the most accurate version of the Stormtrooper helmet that we've gotten. Finally, for the parts, I just wanted to buy some parts that I could use. So candelabras I bought so I could put them in my castles or whatever. Or maybe just like when I'm building a castle mock in the future, you know, if that's what ended up happening, I could just have some interesting parts to play with. These things were like 20 cents a pop, so really not a big expense there. And then I also wanted to get some of these trans neon yellow or trans neon green lightsabers just because I only have one for Ahsoka. And I just figured this is a pretty cool color to have. So might as well. I mean, these things were also like a few cents a piece. So that's basically it for the haul. Now I'm going to show off my Imperial army. All right, so my Imperial army is a little bit bigger than I thought. It's actually kind of sad that I have more actual builds than vehicles right now. But essentially my only vehicle is the Marauder, which I just never took it apart. It looks okay. It's a lot of studs, but I mean, it's okay. It came with great minifigures, though. Then for the builds, we have the Mandalorian Imperial Bunker, as well as Moff Gideon's Class 546 Imperial Light Command Cruiser or something like that. Then for the troopers, as you can see what I was saying, like there isn't really too much difference in color. Like if you take apart out these two guys, it's basically just white and black. So instead of just building up a bunch of Imperial troops, I want to diversify my army. I want to get a bunch of like the one-off Imperials and stuff, as opposed to just army building just a gray base plate of like the same Stormtrooper. But yeah, first we have 3 of these Stormtroopers, the more modern ones, except they have a little bit older armor, but that's fine. Then we have a Rebel Stormtrooper, which I don't remember how I got this. I think I found it or traded it with somebody. I don't think I'm ever going to sell this just because of like how special Rebels is. I'm rewatching it right now and like it's just like something, man. Then we have more of these guys, these snow troopers, which these guys I do want to amass maybe like 10 to 12 of them. Like I don't need anything crazy. I don't need like 50 of them, but 10 to 12 would be like a good squad. Maybe like the squad that Vader takes into the Hoth base. Then we've got this guy who's technically not canon or like from Battlefront or something like that. He's cool. I like him. But then even better, we have these scouts, which low-key might be my favorite like basic kind of trooper. Definitely want to get maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 8 of them. I feel like that's fine. Then we got these 2 sand troopers, which are the older style. Their armor looks fine, and they even got toe printing. But the helmet is just so like dated looking. So I don't know if I want to sell those guys and try to just put the money back into the army. But they are cool for what they are. It's just like they are very old looking. And I'm trying to sell off my older figures like this guy too, just because they don't look as accurate. Like I like the more newer look, with some exceptions being like the Rebel Trooper, of course. Also this Thrawn, I'm just not going to sell because I got it for my birthday a few years ago and it's a special figure to me, even though they have the better version right there. Then behind those guys, we have 2 of these Battlefront Jet Troopers, which these just make for good damaged Stormtroopers. Then we have an AT-AT pilot. Realistically, I only need like 2 or 3 of these guys. Basically, whichever ones sit in the ATT. It would be interesting to see them. These guys are more accurate to The Empire Strikes Back, but in Rebels there are actually white ones that look like the older trooper, but obviously the older figure is from like 2012, which like had like the white armor, so definitely not going to be getting those. I think I actually just sold my last one. Then we have 2 of these night troopers, which are really cool. 4 dark troopers, which I remember when these guys were going for 50 a piece before they came in the battle pack. But it is a good thing that they did come in the battle pack. Honestly, I'm happy with what I have. Don't really need more of them. Then we have a Death Star Gunner Trooper, a Rebels Pilot, which looks really good when you put the legs on him. So I'm probably not going to be selling this guy. I do want to get more of these pilots. I don't know how many. Not too many, but like there are like a good selection of them, you know, with the stripes on the helmet or just like the plain black. But definitely also just want to get more TIE fighters in general too. And then these guys. These guys have such cool armor. Like it would be nice to get a few more, but like they are kind of one-off, right, in Gideon's Imperial Remnant. So I don't know. We'll see. But they are very cool troopers. And they do come in a nice battle pack with those Night Owl Mandalorians. Now, for the best part of the army, in my opinion, we have the Inquisitors, older Marek, 5th brother, Reva, who's just a terrible character, then Moff Gideon in his like Imperial armor. See if I can get that to focus. Then we have Moff Gideon in his armor with 2 of his Praetorian Guard. It would be nice just to get the 3rd one just because it's basically like there are only 3 ever shown. So like if I get 3, I basically complete it. Then we have Thrawn and his Death Trooper, like Night Troopers, which are sick. it would be really cool to get a Death Trooper with the updated printing, like for the toes and stuff. Pause. Then we have just 2 of these regular guys. Probably might end up selling this guy unless I could find, like, I don't know. Like, he looks pretty rough. Like, you could see he's yellowed a little bit, or maybe that's like the old gray. But definitely not super accurate. And they do have new ones with newer helmets that have goggles on them. So that might be the move there. And also just a regular Imperial, like, pilot or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my Imperial army. Hopefully in the next even year, it'll grow substantially. Just because the clones, like, they're nice to grow, but they're not really releasing them as much, especially this year. So hopefully I'll be able to grow, like, I guess the main army in Star Wars based on what, like, most of Star Wars is. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and God bless.